Hello everyone. So today we will start talking about pretty much significant set of application related to the sorting. So in many different software applications, so from time to time we need sorting, rearrange the numbers what we have in array in the predefined order. So this application will implement the very famous, one of the most efficient sorting method that's called the binary sorting. So how does it work? So what will be exactly going on in that particular application? So the first of all, we do have the set of 5 numbers that can be either randomly generated or just allocated as it is 95603. So and if I want to sort that particular number, so here I can just click like sorting. So and after the sorting, our numbers will be reallocate based on them value. So 0 is the minimum that will come first, 3 is the second one, 5, 6, 9, and so on. So as I mentioned, sorting is pretty much a useful approach to handle the many different applications. And okay, so the next what will be important here is how can we later initiate like process that sorting for a different set of numbers, not only the numbers what was initially allocated. So if I will create like click generate, so that particular generate button create the set of again 5 numbers in the range from 0 to 99, and like we can create as many of them as possible. So and by clicking so the button sorting, so finally we can see the sorted version of that particular array. So by processing the sorting according to the binary sorting algorithm, we will have to perform a few different steps. So and the details about that steps, as long as the way how to generate the set of random numbers, we will discuss in today's lecture. Okay, so what is the binary sorting? So I will include that particular file. So and you can see how does the different steps in the binary sorting works. So this is our initial set of numbers. So and I will click sort. So here we will perform different steps, and the details about those particular steps displayed in that table. So see, the initial set is the same 5, 9, 5, 6, 0, 3, and so on. What is the basic idea of binary sorting? So in the beginning, we will like keep searching the first number by identifying is this number either the biggest one or the smallest one. For example, I want to place the smallest number into the first position. So I will compare that particular number with all other numbers in my array. So how does it work? So the first checking procedure, so we'll link to the number in the position 0 and comparing that number in the position 1. So I will compare 9 and 5. So 9 is bigger than 5. So as long as I want to keep the smallest number here in the first position, I will perform the swapping in between 9 and the 5. So, and after the swapping, so here we can see 5 come first, 9 is the second. Freeze it. Okay, so for the second like sub step in the step 1, so we will process the comparison in between position 0 and position 2, 5 and 6. So 5 is smaller than 6, so that's why we don't need to perform any action, so we will keep it as it is. So again, freeze it here. So see that those two lines, they are not changed. So same, we can see here, no change. The next step is the comparison in between position 0 and 3. Position 0 is 5, position 3 is 0. Again, we want to compare the 5 and 0. Now 5 is bigger than 0. 5 is bigger than 0. So, but again, as long as the first position, the beginning position, must be the minimum one, so that's why that 0 will move into the position 5, 5 will move in the position 0. So we are swapping 5 and 0. Okay, so then here will be the case 0, 9, 6, 5, 3. So in the last substep for the step 1, so here we will process comparison in the position 0 and 4. Position 0 is 0, 3 is our last number. As long as the 0 is the minimum what we may have in that particular array, so we will skip. Okay, so once we reach the last number from our array, that will be the end of the step 1. So like here that's displayed as step 0, but the idea is the same. Okay, next, step 2. For the step 2, what is the important part? As long as we already pick the first number in the position 0, so see it change. In the beginning was 9, after that 5, at the end 0. At the end, when we reach the last number, compare all of the numbers here, so we can be sure that the first number is already minimum in that array. So we don't need to check that number again. So that's why in the second step, we must move our freeze location from position 0 to position 1. Okay, so that's why the first comparison what we will perform is the comparison between position 1 and position 2, 9 and 6. So 9 is bigger than 6, swap 9 and 6. So here we will have 6 in the first position, 9 in the second position, 5, 3. So in the second step, we will compare 1 and 3, the number 6 and the number 5. So number 6 is still bigger than the number 5, perform the swapping. So the 5 is coming into the position 1, 6 in the position 3. Done. And in the last step, we will compare position 1 and position 4, 5 and 3. And again, 5 is bigger than 3, we will perform the swapping. So 3 is coming into the beginning, 5 is coming to the last position. So we will freeze that numbers. We reach the latest position, the last position. So and now we can go to the step 3. So for the step 3, the situation will be pretty much similar to what we had in the step 1 and 2, because first two numbers now they are already minimum. So now we will freeze the next location in the index 2. So and we will compare with the location 3 and location 4. So first step 9 and 6, we need swapping. So that's why 6 is coming to the position 2, 9 will go into the position 3. And the next what we will need to do is to swap in between position 6 and the position position 2 and the position 4. So position 2 is the number 6, position 4 is the number 5, 6 bigger than 5, that's why we need swapping. So 5 is coming into the position 2, 6 is coming into the position 4. So 0, 3, 5, 9, 6, that will be our the last generated array after processing the step 3. So, and we do have only one step left, step number 4, and there is only two numbers. What we need to compare, the position 3 and 4, numbers 9 and 6. So the 9 is bigger than 6, swapping 9 and 6. Finally, our sorted array will be 0, 3, 5, 6, 9. So this is the point here. So let's create that particular application. So our target is to implement the binary sorting. So first we will try with the initial set of numbers, and after that we will make a specific function which can generate many different random numbers we want, and after that we can sort them. So here, see, if I generate any random numbers, sort. So after the sorting, we can see that particular numbers, and all necessary steps will be displayed here with the all necessary parts, like all necessary explanation. Okay, let's start. So we will keep that here. So let's make a new app. So we will call it binary sorting video. Okay, so this is our application. So we will start from design. So it is simple. So here the first will be the text view. Okay, so here I will not display anything. Let's call it kind of text. Text. Yeah, okay. So let's keep it text. So the next here, what we will display is the second line. So remember that here we are going to display the sorted text. So that's why let's add one more text view. Call it sorted text. I don't need any numbers here. Okay, so the next will be of the button. This is the button generate. Button generate. Okay, next is the button sort. Button sort. Okay, don't forget click sort. Click sort, and the last what we have another text view. So here we will display our information about binary sorting steps. Let's call it log. Okay, so that's all for the design. Let's run. And here we can see our application. So the first what is necessary to do here is to inbuild our initial array for sorting. Okay, so let's come back to the main. So, and let's make all necessary components. So we do have a few text view. Let's call text. Sorted text and log. We don't need anything else. So the text view, find by ID RID. Text. Okay. Yeah, there is some problem naming the widgets like text because text has here it is even freeze. Yeah, okay. Okay, do not name any widget as the text, that may cause the problem. Better to call it my text. So because the text has some meaning, so that's why it may cause problem. Okay, 16, 8, my text. Okay, anything. And that's all. This is my text, this is sorted text. Done. So here instead of text, my text. So the next is the sorted text. So sorted text is sorted text. So the next is lock, and this is lock. Okay, done. And I do have two buttons, public void, click generate video, and one more, click sort. So click sort. So we do have two buttons and two text view. Okay, remember in the beginning when I just launched my application, so right here, I supposed to see my initial set of numbers. So this set of numbers we supposed to see. So what can I do? So that set of numbers must be the set of the integer numbers what we are going to sort, isn't it? So let's make them as the integer array. Integer init numbers or init array, doesn't really matter. Okay, so and as long as I exactly know the numbers, so I will just place them in my array 5, 6, 0, 3. Done. And I want to see them in the screen, isn't it? So means that when we are opening, like when we are just execute our application, so that information will come in the widget text. So see, the problem is that we will not click any button, so everything what is happening here must be processed in the beginning. So that will be processed in the function on create. So here I supposed to display init numbers in the widget text. So how can I do that? Let's do it text set so but inside I supposed to place some text, but I don't know what text do I need to place because that text will be generated by integer array. So those numbers will be taken from the integer array. So what I will do, so here I will create a function like display array. So in that display array function will display arrays taken from the init numbers. Okay, not display. Let's call it make string from array. That makes more sense. So see, in the command set text, I can display only text. But init numbers, this is the integer number. So that's why I need to convert my numbers into the text. And that will be possible like to execute in my application. So, and I for sure don't have that particular function. So and let's create that function here. How to create the function? So see here, the first is public. Let's make it public. Public. Next. Here is always void. Void. Okay, so here class. The next parameter in the function is the type of the variables, what we are going to send back after calling the function. So as long as I want to make a string output, so that's why my output will be string. The next will be the name of my function. So, and inside there is one input parameter. So in our case, this is the integer array. So that's why here I will place like integer array, and let's call it init. So the name of the array what we place inside of our function will not necessarily be the same name with the array what we call. See, the point of using the function, so anytime when I need to display any array, so here I can place that particular array. So it doesn't really matter what exactly those numbers they will be inside. So I will have to be able to create my output string. As long as the string is our output, let's create that output string, and I will make it empty. So at the end of my function, I will return that output string. Okay, and inside I supposed to create that string. Actually, the string what I need to create is displayed here. So technically, this is the same array, and I want to place the comma in between the numbers. Okay, so in order to do this, let's create a loop. Okay, and here we meet next problem. I don't know how many numbers I have in my array. So we can see that there are 5 numbers, but definitely compiler doesn't know that information. So that's why let's make one variable. We can call it array size, and let's fix it as 5 because there are 5 numbers in our array. Okay, as long as this value is global, I can use it in my function. Okay, so now here I will know that I will need to process 5 numbers. So I will create the output string, output plus what? So see, the first what I need to display is the number. So my current number. Output is empty, so my output is what? Is the old output plus number what I have. So this is my array init in the position I plus comma, and let's make space. So what will happen? So my output is empty, nothing. Okay, so my new output will be empty plus init array in the position I. I is 0. That's why I will read this number 9. So that's why this part is 9 plus comma space. So it means that I will just make that particular part of my array. So as long as this is the loop, I will go to the next element. I will become 1. So init number in the position 1 is 5. So that's why the next number will be 5, 6, 0, 3, so and so on. So there are altogether 5 numbers. All of them I will display in the screen. This is the point. Okay, so we built that output array, which is the 9, 5, 6, 0, 3, and the commas in between them, and we will return that particular output back into the main program. So technically I can do this string, let's call it like init numbers string equal this. And init number string I will display in the script. So those two operations, like that two ways, they are technically same. So except that here I supposed to create an extra string, what I don't really need, and like place it here. So another way is to just display this part. Remember, this is also the string. So those two ways are the same. One, this is way two. This is my numbers. Same numbers. As I said, no difference in between way one and way two. So, and the more relevant and more logical way of using our function make string from array is this way. So finally we display our array here. And what I want to do, let's change the font size. So come into the activity main, pick up our widget, text view widget my text. So, and if we will scroll down, so here we can see the text size. Let's say that was 14, 18. So, and let's change the text for the second one as well, 18. And now let's check. Okay, so now that's better. We can even make it bigger. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so this step is done. So the next what we will do is actually processing our what will have to happen if I will click the button sort. Okay, so we can come back to that generate later. So the first, let's try to sort our elements. So here is our particular way how to do the sorting. So, and the first what we will need to do is to implement the logic given in our application. So what exactly do we need to do here when we process the sorting? So see, in order to like do that, so technically I will need to have the output array, our sorted array. Sorted array. So, and again, how to get that sorted array? Let's use the binary sorting. So binary sorting. So, and here again the binary sorting, that will be our function. So, and inside I am going to play with the array what I will use in order to so the array what I want to sort. So now this is the init array, so that's why I will use it here. And similar to the function make string from array, so here I need to know the array size. As long as the binary sorting function is unique, like is like very much universal, we can use it for any set of arrays with the different size. So that's why this array size we will use as the parameter also. Okay, so after calling that function, so my sorted array must become like same what we saw in the video. This is our sorted array. Okay, so next, let's make that binary sorting function. So public. See now, the output will be the sorted array, which is integer. So that's why the output type will be integer. Brackets will mean that the output will be array. Binary sorting. Okay, so here again, the input parameter first is array. Similar, I will call it init and integer length. So those parameters that will be sent from that line 59. So init, that can be any arrays what we will insert. Array size, that is the size of the array init number. Okay, so as long as we need to send some array back, let's create this array. Array output. New integer. And here I will place length. And at the end, I need to return that array back. So, and here in between, we will have to process our general algorithm, how to handle our sorting. Okay, see, what we can see here in between step 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will need to process the position, like fixed position 0, 1, 2, and 3. So what does it mean? So it means that we can set up the number of freeze position based on the length what we have. So there are 4 steps, and the number of steps will be the length minus 1. Okay, so that's what we can do as the first step. For loop, integer, let's call them step, starting from 0. Step will be less than length minus 1, step plus plus. So here we will design the steps. Once again, that will be step 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in our case, the steps will be not 1, 2, and 3, that will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So again, together 4 steps. So now in each array, like in each step, like when we process that loop, so each step will contain different number of sub-steps. Okay, so for integer, let's call it substep. So, and what will be the substep? So what will be the starting point? See, that is my first call. 0, next is 1 for the step 2. Freeze position 1, step 1, call is 2. So the substep starts from 2. 2, 3, 3, 4. So what does it mean? So logically, so the substep, first substep, that will be my step plus 1. Okay, so that's why I can define it here as well, step plus 1. So and if my step 0, first substep will be 1. If my substep 1, substep will be 2, and so on. Substep less than length, substep plus plus. Okay, now inside. So what do I need to do inside? So here we will need to define two numbers, what we need to swap. Okay, so then let's make that numbers. So integer, number 1, number 2. So the number 1 is what? So that will be my init in the position what? In the position step. So the number 2, so that will be init in the position substep. Okay, so in here, now I need to compare two numbers, 9 and 5. So if number 1 bigger than number 2. So here the 9, is it bigger than 5 or less than 5? So if yes, so this is yes, 9 bigger than 5. So here I need to do swapping. Else skip. Okay, so that's, I think, pretty much clear. And how to process the swapping. So every time when I swap, see here the 9 and 5. After swapping, so that number, like if the swapping necessary, so the second number must become first, and the first number should become second. So they might swap each other. So in order to process the swapping, so we need number for swapping, number swap. And yeah, let's do it. Okay, assume that this is the number 1. So now, so the number 1 will be equal to the number 2. So, and number 2 became swap. Okay, we don't know yet does it work or not, so means that so here let's display that particular array in the screen. So for that we do have this lock. So in that lock we will display that particular information. Okay, so in the beginning lock set text. So and now again, as long as I do have function make string from array, so based on the init number. So we may try to do that. See, the problem is that there is no change in my array. So means that so I supposed to do this like init step. So I don't know, do I need swapping or not? Actually, I can do it here. Number one, substep. Number two. So and now if I process the swapping, so the numbers were changed. So and here let's display our array after the swapping. Okay, so here make string from array init, and here is the array size. Okay, so we don't need array size. Zero, 3, 5. Okay. So technically we already finished. So, but now I need to display the all steps. Okay, so now let's display that particular string anytime when I call the line 95. See, the problem is that it is displaying only one string, but in our application will be many strings related to the many steps and sub-steps. All of them I want to display in the log. So in like now one by one, let's fix that part. So in order to see the all other strings, so here will be the log get text plus make string, and here I will add like go to the next line. So that will display the all strings what we create. 59603. Okay, again. So if we will come here, 59603, that is our first swapping path, because now here I want to display 59603. So we didn't display our original string, so maybe better to display that original string first. Let's do it. Okay, my log like set text. So let's say that will be my original array. N plus, so here we make array from string init plus N. So I want to see this original array. So, and after that, maybe the log set text log dot get text plus. So here I want to see this step 0. Step 0. I think that's better to move it here instead of 0 here. So here I will display that step. So I want to display step 0, 1, 2, 3. So step and that number. Okay, and N. Let's see. So my original array okay, so maybe better to display that data as well, because so now we are displaying that data. Okay, so see here, after the step 3, this is our sorted data. Okay, so then what else do I want to display? So the what kind of swapping has been processed in each step of my binary sorting. So here, so means that instead of going to the next line, I will display that path. So here I will need to display what that will be like a substep. Plus okay, and let's also display what am I doing? Do we skip or swap? So for that, let's make some string. String, let's say sorting status. Sorting status. So in that sorting status, if I do the swapping, so that will become swap. And if I do the skipping, so here is skip. So and that data I will display here. So and maybe what do we need to do is to add some space. That will be the step. Okay, in the bracket. Okay, let's make in the bracket. Maybe that's even better. Bracket here and bracket here. Okay, so step 0, substep 1, swap. So means that I will swap in between first and second number. Substep 2, skip, no swapping. Substep 3, swap. So I will swap 0 and 5. Substep 4, skip. Step 1. Substep 2, so means that 6 and 9 I will process. And here we can see that we are swapping those two numbers. Swapping 5 and 6. Substep 4, swapping 3 and 5. For step 2, so we are here swapping 6 and 9. Substep 4, swapping 5 and 6. And in the substep 3, so the last one, so the last swapping between 6 and 9. Okay. Looks like fine. So, and what do I need to do else here is to display my sorted array here in the screen. So see here when I click sort, so click the button sort, so we build our sorted array by processing the function binary sorting. So and what I need to do here is to display my sorted array in our widget sorted text. Sorted text, set text. Okay, and again I can use the function make string from array from sorted array. So, oops. Okay, so what is the problem here? Because my output array was not modified, so and originally that was untouched. As long as I modified array init, so I can just send that array back as the output function. Remember, this one is the init, so original array what was arrived from our application. No problem, like we still can do that. In that case, we don't need the first line. Okay, so this is our sorted array. So the first part is finished. So we build binary sorting mechanism. That mechanism works, giving us the necessary data. So the next what we need to do is to generate the random array. So for that we do have a button, click generate. So we do have like init numbers. So and assume that these init numbers I will change if I will click the button generate. As long as the init numbers, this is the array what we already create, so we don't need to recreate it again. So here I can generate no need for, so integer I from 0, I from array size I plus plus. Okay. So and here our init numbers in the position I. So that should be our random numbers. So in this application, so the random numbers is not defined yet. So final random my random new random. Okay, so in here, if I want to generate the random numbers, that will be my random dot next integer. So here we can set up those integer numbers. So as default, that will be 100 because in the example what we are looking for today is 100. Okay. So anyway, so if I will generate that array, so we will just call those my random 5 times and get the numbers. After that, I need to display that particular numbers in the text set text, make string from array init numbers. So and we will display that particular array here. Sort, this is all sorted. Generate, so here we can generate as many random numbers as we need. Sort. So and for our application now, it doesn't really matter what is the input array, because the input array, init numbers array, that is not the array what was initially created. So that can be also be recreated using the random numbers. So if we need some other logic, we can easily change it. So and there is one small drawback in this application. For example, if I will initially process the sorting by clicking the button generate, technically I don't need that path, isn't it? So that's why let's clean all other parts of our application, like sorted text, set text, nothing, and log set text, nothing. And now that application will become a little bit more reliable. Okay, sort that here, generate, and now we cannot see any data here. Sort, and the data appear. Okay, so that's all for today discussion. So today we talk and finally build a nice application which can generate some random numbers, place them into the array, and also that application can sort our numbers, which is very important for like significant set of applications. So that's all for today. Good luck.